Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Lionheart from Lion Dan Gaming, and today I'm back at you again with another NBA 2K19 video. If you like today's video, definitely hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell so you know when I upload more. If you got any comments, suggestions, anything like that, it's your most appreciated to me and my channel. Definitely hit those down below in my comment section. Once again, it's your boy Lionheart from Lion Dan Gaming. Enjoy the video, and I'm out of here. Peace.
And with the road trip approaching, the Pacers will play the final game of their homestand. Look at this team, third from last in the East, just not the way they had hoped this season would play out.
Yeah, and Kevin, I haven't been able to quite figure out what the problem been for this group, but obviously neither have they, because the struggle is real. I know they're working hard to get things figured out, but no matter what road they've taken, it's led to a dead end.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. We've got Burke. Jahlil Okafor is out there with Davis. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Brown in at the one spot. The Pacers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
He hits both from the stripe. Tonight's matchup, two transition offenses. Steve, over your 14 NBA years, who are some of your favorite teammates to run the fast break with?
You know, one that comes to mind was probably the quickest, Tony Parker. I mean, when he first entered this league, he had jets.
Yep. Davis dishes to Brown. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, when we talk about AD as an athlete, a major component to that is his body control, able to adjust off contact to finish the play.
New Orleans shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Now here's McDermott. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. To the paint. Shots good by Dedmon. Dedmon's got his first 2 points.
The toughness of Dedmon showing up again, making the extra effort play, finishes through contact.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And so Holiday will bring it up for Indiana. It's a three-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Even if you do come away with the win, you've made it a lot harder than it should have been. But that night, they just couldn't overcome it.
Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That is his first foul of the game. McDermott kicks to Sabonis. Unloads from 13.
Excellent defense by Anthony Davis. He does not disappoint. Big-time play from AD.
And that one's good. Burke.
They already got into a nice flow. 4 for 5 from the field.
Let's send it over to Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Nate McMillan. David.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big edge for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting one.
And that one falls for Burke. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Oladipo, the pass to Holiday. Back to Oladipo. Outside Holiday. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Brown. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Unfortunately for him, the defense is slow to react, but he couldn't make them pay.
And Davis puts it in.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Their last meeting was a great story. Take a look at the Warriors. They sink a little bit here in the rankings, still, though, remaining in the top 5.
And when you look at what the Pelicans are, they've gotten into a bit of a rut. The season hasn't gone as they had hoped. You just get the feeling that they're somewhat discouraged right now, and that has them with an inability to break through.
And Dedmon throws it down.
And above the rim finisher, Dedmon gets most of his points right at the rack.
Brown against Holiday. Brown, good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Brown against Holiday. And the pass to Sabonis. Pelicans with the rebound.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession. Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Pacers trail by 12. And Holiday kicks to Dedmon. It's Oladipo on the wing. Pass to Sabonis. Shoots over Burke. And it falls over the rim and in. Sabonis has got his first bucket of the night.
Great execution. He got the ball in the right spot, and he delivered with the turnaround.
And you can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
And it's Burke with the ball for New Orleans. 10-point lead. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus. But they held each other accountable and played hard.
And Dedmon throws it down.
The long reach of Dedmon makes him a good target on the alley-oop.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Kicks it out to Gay. Here's Davis. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7. And for Oladipo, Greg, there wasn't just one moment that gave him that push.
I mean, his development was less of having a eureka moment and more of everything just coming together. Has always had the strong athleticism, has refined his
down the lane.
And here are the Pacers now, trailing by 10. It's stolen by Davis. Left side, Brown. Kicks to Davis.
Who's watching here?
The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's 15 points for Anthony Davis.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Holiday against Brown. Oladipo, good. Oladipo's got his first basket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Here's Davis, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Holiday finds Oladipo. That's good from McDermott on the assist by Oladipo.
Let's not forget, at 6'8", Doug McDermott has the ability to be a scoring threat inside the paint.
Brown dishes to Davis. Back to Brown, taken away by Holiday. And Insanity picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Drew Holiday is checked in for Rudy Gay. Pacers trail by 10. Thomas passes to Dedmon. Outside Collison. With some arc. Tries again. And that's 2 points on the layup. Dedmon's got 8 points.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Pelicans leading by 8. Here we go. McDermott, no one around him, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. McDermott's got his second basket of the night. Here's Holiday. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Round down low. Thomas is on him. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
2 shots, gentlemen.
It's on Isaiah Thomas. A lot of statistics to try to devour. The plus-minus statistics are some that really stand out for fans and players. How useful you think a tool that is?
You know, I love it, Kevin, because then you get a chance to see the guys who, you know, the stats we're looking at is rebounds, points, assists, and blocks and steals. There are some guys that make an impact without having those numbers, and it goes by what the score is, and that plus-minus helps those guys who I would say not as skillful as some of the guys as far as putting up stats that way, but you can see the team plays better when this guy is on the floor, no matter how many points he scores.
Did you pay attention to the plus-minus?
Kevin, I'm so old, they didn't have plus-minus.
I didn't mean to embarrass you there, Steve. I am so sorry. Thomas against Brown. Outside Anthony. Back to Brown. Outside Anthony. Just 4 to shoot. Brown kicks to Lyles. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 7 rebounds in the game. The drive by Collison. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Now just a 3-point New Orleans lead.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
Jordan Crawford's checked in for the Pelicans. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. New Orleans making some changes here. Holiday left side. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Brown out there with Burke. Then there's Davis. Then there's Jahlil Okafor. And it's Gay in at the small forward position. Here's Brown. Here's Davis. Field goal number 9. He's 9 of 12 with that basket.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on its heels.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, insanity in their last outing against the Mavericks was all business. He finished with 57 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
Hey, David, thanks very much. He's one of those players who can do remarkable things on any given night, in any given game. That was a special game he played.
And it wasn't just the performance, guys, but really his preparation. He knew the right way to attack in every situation.
And that was the beauty of it. His ability to read and react to whatever they threw at him.
Now, here's Brown. Back in the miss from Doug McDermott.
Gotta appreciate the physicality of Gay's game. A strong athlete who forces the D to hit him inside.
It's his first trip to the line. First free throw is good. Rudy Gay hits them both. Pacers trail by 6. Now here is Holiday. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Miami.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Oladipo, good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Brown against Holiday. Here's Davis. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
Why does the pump fake work? Because of AD's height and ability to elevate. The defender knows he has to close hard to have a chance.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And didn't shoot it all that well from the line in the first quarter. Doing a much better job now in the second, up over 80%.
That one goes in. And that's now 7 points for Victor Oladipo.
Look out. He's starting to find the range in this second period.
Brown inside, guarded by Holiday. Pass to Okafor. Back to Brown. That's tipped. Here's Holiday. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Now just a 3-point New Orleans lead.
His temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
Here's Brown, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's a call. It's on Indiana with the foul. Steve, in today's game, it's so important to have a high-level talent who can make contested shots.
Yeah, it is. I mean, some of those guys are LeBron James and make shots with guys hanging all over them. Kevin Durant, because of his size. Kemba Walker, Damian Lillard. What I love right now is guys are comfortable to be able to shoot contested shots, not like we did back in the day. You would just move it and try to get a better shot.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And so Brown will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Here's Davis. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Davis has got 6 points in the quarter.
This is where the length of AD really shows up. You think you have him well defended, and maybe you do, but it's just not enough.
Here's Galloway. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Pelicans leading by 3. Brown with it. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And let's take a quick peek at the 2K leaderboard and the steal leaders from the point guard spot for the last 10 games. You take a look at Brown. Such quick hands. 2nd in the NBA.
And not only are these players tremendous at picking a ball handler's pocket, but as terrific point guards, they also know how to jump into passing lanes and get a steal or deflection that way as well.
What I love about it, these guys are dialed in defensively. That's the game plan for these guys. Defensive mindset first.
Took him no time at all on that one. Oladipo's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Pacers. Holiday against Brown. And the dunk by Brown.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now, here's Oladipo. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Miami. Sabonis, no good. New Orleans leading by 3. And Davis wide open. He shoots. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
Early in this quarter, he's been aggressive and selective with his shots. Tremendous efficiency.
Here's Brown, and then Brown with the dunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now, here's Oladipo. He's got 10. Oladipo draws the double, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. So it's the Pelicans now. Up top, Brown, guarded by Holiday. Brown dishes to Davis. Shoots over McDermott, and it's Davis missing. Pacers trail by 7. Here's Galloway, and the Pacers can't get it to go. Brown against Holiday, and there's Brown. That's good on the assist by Davis. Brown's got 16.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Holiday finds Oladipo. Oladipo draws the double. Here's Galloway. A three-pointer is right on target. 7 points in the game.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Brown inside, guarded by Holiday. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Leaf checked in for Langston Galloway. And it's Collison in for Victor Oladipo. Channing Frye's checked in for New Orleans.
Are you kidding me? I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
He is not scared of anybody. He knows he can play amongst the big boys, and he showed it.
Yep, that one goes.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Here's Brown, and finished off by Brown.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Collison kicks to Sabonis. And Insanity picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, he has to be careful now. He doesn't want to pick up that third foul this early.
So both teams making some changes here. A minute 20 left to play here in the half. Here's McDermott. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. His three-pointers off the mark. Here are the Pelicans with the ball. They're on a 14-5 run here. Back to Brown. Up and in. That's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Collison with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Collison kicks to Dedmon. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Brown. It's Dedmon with the rebound. And so Collison will bring it up for Indiana. It's a 10-point game. Down low. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Huge night by Dwayne Dedmon. This is why you always have to be ready. You never know when your number's going to be called.
Nice shot by McDermott. McDermott's got 6.
It was clear that the defender wanted no part of that play after he exploded towards the bucket.
Brown right side.
Come to me, come to me.
And he gets the bucket. Brown's got 26.
No one rotating over to help on the mismatch. Easy lay-in.
And so it's New Orleans in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're half of this game still to play. You know, Insanity has really been making it happen, guys.
Yeah, you know, think of him as a big-time playmaker. But over the first 2 quarters, that's exactly what he was.
You know, it's a nice change for him and for the team. It's not like he's selfish. We're just not used to him playing that way.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court right now for the Pacers. Sabonis is out there with McDermott. Then there's Oladipo. Then it's Dwayne Dedmon. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. You know, Steve, in the NBA, you know exactly how much your peers are making. Do contract numbers ever bring out animosity between players?
Yes, they do, Kevin. I mean,
really?
When you look at some guys, you see those guys starting to say, I'm putting up better stats than him, but he's making more money. And then it will become the elephant in the room when the guys start to talk about it. They start not passing to each other. Yes, guys do know exactly what other players make, and sometimes there can become some animosity between the two.
Oh, that's something. Here's Holiday following the basket by Anthony Davis.
Here we go. Get it out quick.
And Holiday kicks to Dedmon. And Insanity picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. McDermott for 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Okafor's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Dedmon. How last month turned out for him. 6th in blocks. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And his ability to patrol the lane is a difference maker for that team. Exceptional timing and anticipation. That's why he's a top 10 shot blocker. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Oladipo's got his 7th assist here tonight. New Orleans leading by 8. Left side, Brown. Okafor inside. Dedmon's there. Good.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple shots, you are in rhythm.
Now here is Holiday. 15 points in the game. Down low, Oladipo. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Oladipo's got 12.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Brown the pass to Davis. Back to Brown. New Orleans moving it around. Burke kicks to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Knocked loose, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. Pelicans, number 1.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Pacers trail by 8. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And here's McDermott. 6 points for him. Outside Holiday. 6 to shoot. Takes it from 10. And it's off the back rim. No good. Pelicans leading by 8. Brown the pass to Burke. Sinks the three-pointer. He's got 8.
The execution on point. Just terrific timing on these passes.
You know what? Controlling the pace, being patient, great vision. We're seeing it all tonight.
And the Pacers call time here. Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
Now, he is on a major.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. And Oladipo kicks to Moore. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Moore's got 9 points.
Showing he's not just a perimeter jump shooter. Each one will push for a better shot if he sees an opening.
Brown against Holiday. Passes it to Okafor. Brown with it. Just 5 on the clock. Poked away. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Okafor gets the bucket. Okafor's got 6 in the quarter.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for Indiana. They trail by 11. Fires the 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Now here's Brown. He's got 26. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. He's shooting 4 for 7 at the foul line in the game.
And free throw shooting has been an issue all game.
And he makes the first.
And maybe he's starting to find his form at the line. He certainly had his share of chances.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Laverne, he's checked in for Okafor. Anthony comes in for Rudy Gay. And Jordan Crawford is subbed in for Burke. Now here's Moore. He's got 9. The pass to Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. That one a little long. New Orleans leading by 10. Left side, Brown. And the shot goes in. Brown's got 30 points.
He's in control when it matters, giving them a tremendous advantage right here.
And Holiday kicks to Sabonis. Now Dedmon. 18 points for him. Pass to Holiday. The shot kept alive.
No surprise, in a battle of wheels down low, the big man comes away with it.
Here's Brown. That one's not going to go. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Pass to Oladipo to the middle. Moore with the bucket. Moore's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I like to see that. Taking it up strong in traffic.
For New Orleans, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Well, Steve, E'Twaun Moore, a fantastic sharp-shooting wing for this team.
Yes, Moore hasn't always been a big shooter from deep. That part of his game has grown in the last few seasons. But as he's taken more threes, his overall shooting percentage has risen. That's something you just don't see.
Offensive rebound. And he makes that one. Lyles got his second bucket of the night.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's got 12. Poked away, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Well, we're always talking now about the modern super teams, whether they're a good thing or they're bad for the game. But the counter is that we've always had super teams at one time or another. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we've always had super teams, Kevin. You look back at the Lakers with Magic and Kareem and Worthy. Those is kind of like a big three. And you look at the Celtics back in the day with McHale, Bird, Parrish, those guys. I think right now what you're looking at is we haven't seen where MVPs go join other MVPs. That's where it's been the change right now. Now you're seeing the super teams. That's why I think it's changed.
Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. We've got Rudy Gay. Burke is out there with Brown. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Okafor in at the 5, patrolling the paint. The Pacers making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in. Holiday surveying the floor. From 11 feet away, Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Brown inside, guarded by Holiday. Brown, good. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And Holiday kicks to Oladipo. Back to Holiday. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Oladipo's got his 9th assist in the game now. Brown drives in. We hear the term empty stats every once in a while, Steve, usually referring to great production on a bad team. How valid do you think that theory is?
It is. A lot of guys you see are averaging, these numbers, and players look around, and the players you're saying, unfortunately for him, those numbers are empty stats because there are a lot of times these numbers are found and when the game is decided, and a lot of times on bad teams you see these guys going for numbers. Then you get a chance to see them play on good teams, and those stats just don't match up.
Good explanation. And so Brown will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Here's Holiday after Rudy Gay's bucket. Holiday gets the bucket.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Here's Davis, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Indiana called for the foul.
So tough to keep Davis from getting his points. Now he goes to the line where he's been shooting in that 80% range.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
NBA awards are voted on by broadcasters and writers around the NBA. Do you think that's the best way, Steve, to pick an MVP?
Well, I really think some kind of way you got to have players more involved, being able to come out and be able to pick the MVP because these are the players that are going up against these guys. I also would love to see where we have more of the defensive player of the year during the offseason, the rookie of the year in the offseason. Obviously giving out more of those awards for the playoffs as well.
And you got to, of course, be aware of it becoming a popularity contest, too.
Yes, totally.
Oladipo against Gay. Floats one up. The shot by Holiday, no good.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Davis with the bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And taken away by Brown. Dishes to Burke. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. When you look around the NBA, are there any small issues you think could grow into bigger issues, Steve, going forward?
Well, I think the one issue right now is what are teams doing at the end of the year versus trying to stay competitive and win games or trying to look possibly down in the NBA draft lottery.
Right.
I think that's one of those problems that we have to address. I think also small markets, I don't think that's much of a problem if you have organizations in the forefront. Winning is in the forefront. I don't think whether it's small market or big market, guys do look at that as far as endorsements, but I don't think that'll be a problem.
Now here's Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Rogers passes to Holiday. And the 3-ball is good. Holiday's got 25 points in the game.
He is starting to build up a little confidence. Hit just 1 3 in the entire first half, but he has hit 2 more since then.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And Indiana called for the foul.
2.
That free throw good from Brown. New Orleans making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. And Brown drops them both. Indiana's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Here's Holiday. Rebounded by Jackson.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And that one's good. Burke.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
And Insanity picks up the foul. That's his 5th foul.
Just a little too aggressive. His 5th foul of the night. Expect them to go right at him to try to pick up number 6.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Victor Oladipo. New Orleans on D. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Back to Galloway. Just 5 to shoot. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Holiday against Brown. Johnson with the block. Brown against Holiday. Passes it to Burke. On the wing, Jackson. Chandler trying to free himself up. Jackson misses. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Here's Galloway. The pass to Anabogu. Now here is Holiday. Burke covering. Holiday gets the bucket.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Brown inside, guarded by Holiday. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. New Orleans making some changes here. Anthony comes in for Burke. Here is Thomas. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And welcome back to the studio here on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith in a moment to speak with our postgame guest who's standing by on headset near the locker rooms.
Hey, this is Shaq. Hurrah! You've been beasting these last few games, and it's fun to watch. Anything you feel you've done differently to make this impact?
Put on the show. You know, I'm a man of the people, and the people won't win, so that's what I'm going to give them.
You're not a man, you're an animal. Hurrah!